coming from. Africa, let us unite.
Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time here, my name is Mambi and you are very, very welcome. This news is about the AES pack of reactions. Yes, I've been sharing what went down in the United Nations on my community section because YouTube has already duped it and it's in English. So I thought, what's the point reacting on it? I want you to listen to it yourself. I know some people are giving their reactions on it, but it's in English. I don't want to waste your time. And that's why I put them on the community sections. If you haven't seen it yet, please let me know and I'll link them for you. But this one is when the prime ministers met the diasporas, their citizens in New York. The explanations given to them concerning back home, what is going on, security business, how they want them to help, and more. Families, please listen, and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Prime Minister Rimtal Talva Jean Emmanuel Ouedraogo took advantage of his stay to meet with representatives of the Burkinabe diaspora in the United States. On the agenda, the dynamics of economic and social development driven by the ideals of the Popular Progressive Revolution. A report by Abubakar Kassanian.
This is to tell you that today on the security front there have been major advances. In person, the Prime Minister provides first-hand information to the Burkinabe community in the United States. The discussions are frank and open, and if necessary, in the national language. To his compatriots, the head of government paints a picture of the country's current situation. The improvement in the security situation is tangible, and no sacrifice will be too great. Determined to do absolutely whatever is truly necessary to make every single sacrifice so that our brave army, our dedicated volunteers for the defense of the homeland, and our robust defense and security forces can effectively guarantee us this certain and undeniable victory and achieve it as quickly and as soon as humanly possible. And But beyond the security issue, the vision of the President of Faso is to lay the foundations for a lasting structural transformation of Burkina. Numerous initiatives and reforms have been launched in the fields of education, scientific advancement, health, agriculture, and infrastructure. In terms of infrastructure, the Faso Mego initiative is underway. And you are witnessing the broad vision, whether within Burkina or among the diaspora, to enable us to transform our cities and build roads. The brigades are currently being deployed into the various regions gradually, with the crucial mission to ensure that all these regions become significantly less isolated. And above all, that agricultural production areas can efficiently transport their valuable harvests and essential goods to urban centers. The esteemed head of government earnestly calls upon all Burkinabes living in America to wholeheartedly embrace the progressive popular revolution. When we talk about a progressive popular revolution, it is a revolution for every son and daughter of Burkina Faso. We must all rise up against injustice, against domination, against poverty, and against insecurity. Burkinabes in the diaspora are voicing their concerns. These concerns relate to vacation camps in the face of Mabos and the intervention of the Labal Brigade, to the operation launched against fake diplomas, to the Alino Faso case, to free visas for Africans, and to scientific development. To each of these questions, the Prime Minister provides an answer before reassuring that his government, under the leadership of the President of Faso, has a clear direction and is fighting the right battles at the right time to free Burkina Faso from all forms of servitude.
On both the form and substance of these exchanges, some Burkinabes from the diaspora react at the microphone of Abubakar Sagnon.
This meeting with the Prime Minister is an excellent initiative. It's like a blessing for us. From the diaspora. It allowed us to get up-to-date information from the country on the questions we had, and the Prime Minister gave very clear, very detailed answers, as he always does, to all of our concerns.
This initiative to meet with us reassures us somewhat because we want to contribute to the development of our country. He gave us sufficiently comprehensive and detailed answers to fully confirm that we can indeed contribute to the country without any fear whatsoever.
Truly, we are very satisfied. Why do I say that? His Excellency was up to the task for all the questions, because these are the questions that trouble people's minds, that always come up in discussions. But often the average citizen cannot really know what the government is undertaking. And for all the questions that were asked, I think His Excellency was able to provide good answers, answers that convinced the audience.
The Prime Minister of Burkina Faso and his counterparts from Mali and Niger also met with the diaspora of the Alliance of Sahel States as a whole. The aim for the heads of government was to further engage this community around the ideals of the Confederation, whose consolidation requires the mobilization of sons and daughters both inside and outside the country. A report on this other exchange meeting with Tuju Abubakar Sagnon.
After traveling more than 2,000 kilometers between Omaha, Nebraska and New York, Simeon Ramdi is at the Westin Hotel, the venue for the meeting between the AES diaspora and the Prime Minister of the Confederation. Coming from Washington, the Sina family drove nearly 4 hours to witness this unprecedented event. Inside, the room is packed. When the Sahel Benkang anthem resounds, the words take on their full meaning. In his address to the community, the Burkinabe Prime Minister calls on the diaspora to support the movement for the emancipation of the peoples of the Sahel, initiated by the three heads of state. It is a fight for dignity, and it is a fight to write a new page in the history of the peoples of the Sahel. It is also a significant and crucial fight to genuinely offer our beloved children and future grandchildren much better and more promising prospects for their lives ahead. It is a fight to ensure that the peoples of the Sahel truly benefit from the Sahel's abundant wealth. For the Malian head of government, in the face of adversity, the only option for the Confederation is to fight. And to achieve victory, General Abdoulaye Maïga calls on the sons of the Sahel to unite, ensuring that there is no difference between a Burkinabe, a Malian, or a Nigerian. There is none. In order to meet common challenges, especially the fight against terrorism. The diaspora, which is highly mobilized and sees this meeting as a source of hope, remained attentive to the messages from the three heads of government. Messages that are about unity and determination. We are engaged in a struggle for sovereignty. We are engaged in a struggle for sovereignty, for the flourishing of the Sahel. And for us, it truly warms our hearts when our top leaders are united and call us to unity. It reassures us, it gives us even more energy to work together for the development of our countries. Above all, we are here to show our support for the momentum happening in the country, in Burkina in particular, and the AES in general. And we pray to God that He truly guides them in this movement of liberation. It gave us hope. Hope, why is that? Because we have all left our respective countries to come here and find something to bring back home. But if there are opportunities back home, what would we come here for? So it's a very powerful message, a very strong one that will push us to take the examples from here and use them to develop our own countries. I think the idea of the African Union, which hasn't worked since the 1960s, is now starting to take root, I would say, within the AIS. And it's not only a source of pride for us to be citizens of the AIS, but even other Africans and African Americans are very proud of what's happening within the AIS through the voices of their representatives. The different communities are reassuring. They stand alongside the leaders of the Confederation to contribute their part to the building of a confederated space.
Thank you so much, families, for listening. I will be happy if I'm sitting among them because I also have a lot of questions to ask. The diasporas, did you get all your answers? I hope you did because many of you are really, really happy. And I agree with one of our brothers, as many of you agree with him as well. The work that our forefathers started, especially our late Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, what he started that couldn't work up to today is now taking shape in the AES, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. And this is why some of us are supporting them 100% because we can see something in them. We can see something different. It's no business as usual anymore. And that's why we support them. So, brother, I agree with you 100%. If you were there, if you're among them, families, please leave comment. Let us know what you have taken because I know it's not everything they will share with us. Again, I've linked the whole speech in the community section. Anyway, the reaction of the citizens of Burkina Faso after their prime minister spoke at the UN 80th anniversary. Some of them say that they want him to live longer so he will give this speech again. Many of them are satisfied. The speech that he gave, they support him 100%. Of course, the speech was from the president himself. He decided not to go, and he has right not to go because while that was going on, he was also preparing for his own question and answer time, which I'm working on it, and I'll bring it hopefully, if things goes on successfully tonight. But first of all, families, let's listen to the reactions of the citizens. It's priceless.
Back in this news segment, we revisit Burkina Faso's appearance at the United Nations podium. Burkina Faso's voice at the major diplomatic gathering delivered by the Prime Minister was followed with interest back home. For the citizens our reporting team met in SIA, the Prime Minister managed to find the right words to convey the views of the common organization and express Burkina's position on certain international issues. Some opinions in this report by Kasu Milogo, Shriki Milogo, and Kasu Rime. The speech by the Burkinabe Prime Minister at the United Nations podium is a topic at the heart of conversations. In Bobo Dioulasso, the speech delivered met expectations.
I really found it very relevant, and that's exactly it. It truly reflects how he represented us effectively. I'm just really very happy because he raised the profile of Burkina Faso because there were things we wanted him to bring up so that the whole world would be aware of what's happening in Africa, what's happening in Burkina Faso.
A significant speech about a fundamental paradigm shift focused on universally shared values like global peace, essential human rights, and collective solidarity.
Honestly, in any case, I congratulate them because he's someone who spoke 1,000 truths at the United Nations, but always with respect. What he said today to the President of the United Nations, he should have the opportunity to do again. To reform the United Nations so that his name goes down in history, taking into account Africa's specific concerns.
Prime Minister Jean Emmanuel Ouedraogo's speech is meant to be one of unity, to bring together the different member countries of the UN. A call to action. The assessment of the United Nations 80 years, the momentum of endogenous development in Burkina, and its stance on certain international issues, the Prime Minister's speech was also closely followed in the city of Banquis, with the local population sharing their thoughts with Naba Ida Dabire and Akane Pauline Bikaba.
I listened to his speech very closely. He expressed himself very well, like a true Burkinabe, a real Burkinabe. He shared Burkina Faso's concerns with the West. He also spoke about an organization for peace. What he talked about makes me very proud of Burkina Faso. He spoke well. In any case, everyone is happy with what he said. And in any case, he saved Burkina Faso at the UN over there. Everything he presented at the United Nations was very relevant. We liked it. There you have it. This also proves that the whole world needs to know there are leading figures in Burkina. I think this is also an opportunity for us, the countries of the AES, to make our voices heard, and through us, for Africa to be heard as well.
And what do the people of Dori take away from the performance and content of Burkina Faso's statement at the United Nations podium? Ibrahim Kagone and Seni Kemtor took their microphone and camera around the city. Let's watch.
Dori, after the speech by the head of government, Jean Emmanuel Ouedraogo, delivered from the UN podium during the 80th General Assembly in New York. Here, the residents of this part of Burkina Faso praised the tone and quality of the speech. A speech which they consider to be in line with current events. His speech fits somewhat with the current global context, once again calling for peace, security, and a world with greater cohesion. European leaders who commit crimes against humanity are prosecuted, but the UN never goes deep enough. But when it comes to Africans, it means the UN goes all the way and even manages to imprison them. Even so, this African president for his citizens, the Prime Minister has shown the world that Burkina Faso is committed to defending its sovereignty and its freedom and wants to develop using its own resources. Like Faso Mebo, the presidential initiatives really align with the realities of the country. If you look back to the time of Thomas Sankara, it means we're talking about working for ourselves, producing and consuming Burkinabe products. Let's keep moving forward. Some leaders who refuse to show themselves, to take responsibility, when they see them in the corridors, they say, in any case, what you are doing is really good. In any case, no one can deny that right now, in terms of development, Burkina Faso is definitely on the right track. The people we met here also praised the achievements highlighted by the Prime Minister when he, even after, was criticized. The UN's record is closer to a fiasco than to the ideal.
In Waiguia, in the Yadga region, Burkina Faso's appearance at the United Nations podium did not go unnoticed. As in other cities, the people followed the Prime Minister's statement with great interest. Their thoughts in this report by Karim Ilbudo and Alidou Alen Savadogo.
The Prime Minister's speech at the 80th anniversary of the United Nations has left the people of Waiguia disgusted. The major issues, such as the security crisis and development in its entirety, are being followed with interest by the residents of Nabakango. You could say that this is not just a speech, it's the truth from the Prime Minister. They truly honored all three countries. Regarding insecurity in Burkina Faso and in the State of Israel, the Prime Minister did not mince words in telling the truth to the United Nations. An address that reflects patriotism and reveals the courage and commitment of the state for a true revolution in this region. Burkina Faso will never negotiate. That's the statement that I liked. He said that we will always assert our sovereignty. We will not take any detours to negotiate our sovereignty. We are very, very happy to have these authorities leading our country. They are true patriots. Not everyone can make such statements in front of those people. Truly, it showed that we are really in a country, he says, men of integrity. His statement for us really proves that the Burkinabe are on the path to true independence. In Waiguia, the people say they are committed to supporting the authorities for real change and the development of the Alliance of Sahel States.
Thank you so much, families, for listening to everything that they have said. I don't know, I have agreed with all of them. I don't know about you, but I have agreed with them 100%. 100%. And they should keep shaking the tables at the UN, whether things will change or not. Well, for me, I don't believe it, because that place does not belong to Africans nor Asians. It belongs to, the number ones, the only few that are at the top. Well, whatever they decide, that's it. But hopefully, since all these things have been recorded and they are there, last week, when I heard that this will take place, I was listening to my late president, J.J. Rollins, when he used to shake tables, When he used to shake them, and you can tell they are irritated, they are annoyed, he doesn't care. But when it's time for him to speak, families, if you watch one before, you will know the room is fully packed. They want to see, they want to hear him. Right now, when some of the leaders are speaking, the room is almost like half empty. But during those days, they did their best. They did their best, and we can remember what they did. And our brother is wishing our Prime Minister, Jean Emmanuel, to live long so he will go and shake the place again. Having said that, it wasn't just him. The three ministers spoke and spoke well. Whether they will listen or not, to me, I said no, they will not, because they will keep doing what they are doing. That's their house. It belongs to them. Let's make Africa Union works. Let's make Africa Union works. And now, it doesn't start from Ghana. It's starting from the AES. For me, that's what I think. I've seen it about 2 years now. That's what I think. It's starting from the AES. Whether they like it or not, it will start there, and hopefully, by the grace of God, it will spread across the whole Africa. You can tell many of them, many of the leaders behind the scene, they are saying, we support the AES. We know what you are doing. We like what you are doing. But they don't want to do the same thing. Why? Because they are scared. Anyway, they are scared of revolution. They are not scared of democracy. Anyway, families, I've said enough. You've heard enough. I will leave you here. Thank you so much, families, for listening to them all. Whatever you have taken out of this interview and the reaction, let us know under the comment section. If you have something to add, if you have listened to them, please add it under the comment section. And if you were there, what question will you ask them? Leave it under the comment section. You might not know. You might not know. One of them will answer you. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. And I will see you soon. Credit to RTV News and Faso 7. Have a great day, and I'll be back with more exciting news from Mali. See you. Bye-bye.